If you're a member of the 3 a.m. club and not by choice, then join me once a month as I host a free guided journaling practice for those whose stress, anxiety, and overthinking are getting in the way of better sleep. We meet live on Substack at 9 p.m. Eastern. Our first session is August 5th. We're going to spend a few minutes getting all the crap that's running through our heads onto paper, and then I will guide you through a short somatic practice to help you wind down for the night. It's free, but you got to be a subscriber. The link is in the show notes. Welcome to Untamed and Unfiltered Wellness, the podcast where we bridge the gap between modern life and ancient roots, cutting through the wellness noise so you can stop guessing and start building a lifestyle that actually works for you. I'm your host, Jo Swenson, herbalist and founder of Olivia Bell. It is 3 a.m. in the morning. You did not set an alarm. The dog didn't bark, but your eyes just opened and now you're staring at the ceiling, wondering, did I answer that email? Is the mammogram scheduled? Why did I say that thing in 2009? Then you start watching the clock and you start negotiating. Well, if I fall asleep now, I can still get 3 hours of sleep. Then you're down to 2 hours of sleep. Then it's an hour and 45 minutes. But somehow doing all of that sleep math does absolutely nothing to help you fall asleep. I know this routine because I've lived it. For a lot of women, especially during the menopausal years, it starts happening often enough that it feels like you have a standing 3 a.m. appointment. Now, I could give you a list of things to do once you're already awake, like keep the lights low, stay off your phone, stop checking the clock. But the truth is, the 3 a.m. wake up usually doesn't begin at 3 a.m. It begins with the way we move from our day into our night. A lot of us don't really wind down. We just stop. We finish working, clean the kitchen, answer one more email, scroll on our phones, watch TV, and then expect our bodies to fall asleep when we finally get into bed. The thing is, our brain and our body don't work like that. We can't spend the entire day alert, reacting, solving problems, and taking in information, then flip a switch and expect our nervous system to understand that everything is done. It needs a transition. And that is what a wind down routine is supposed to provide. It shouldn't be complicated or require you to put a post-it note on the bathroom mirror so you don't forget a step. It just needs to be a transition, something that consistently tells our brain and our body that it's time to wind down. For most people, a wind down routine begins somewhere between 30 to 60 minutes before sleep, and it should do two things: reduce stimulation and relax the body. Step one is where you start reducing stimulation. The lights come down, the television gets quieter or just goes off altogether, and you stop checking work messages or scrolling TikTok. You put anything that is likely to irritate you, excite you, or send your brain into another round of problem solving and show your body and your brain that the active part of the day is ending. Why do we do this? Because our brain is constantly taking cues from our external environment. Bright lights say that it's daytime. Emails say that it's work time. The news says pay attention. Social media says keep scrolling because something else might be coming. None of those signals is telling your body it's time to sleep, which is why having a wind down routine needs to send a different message. This is where we help the brain close up for the day. And one of the biggest reasons women lie awake at night is that the body might be tired, but the brain is still carrying the list of to-dos. Things you need to remember for tomorrow. Conversations that you keep replaying. Problems you have not solved. The thing is, our brain does not trust that those things will still be there in the morning, so it wants to keep them open. This is where journaling can be useful. And I'm not talking the pretty ones with fancy pages and fancy writing and all sorts of decorations. What I'm talking about is simply getting out of your brain what's taking up space, what needs to happen tomorrow, what you're worried about that you will forget. What are you carrying that cannot be handled tonight? Put it somewhere other than your head. You're giving your brain permission to stop holding this list. And this is especially helpful if you tend to wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about the exact same things you were thinking about before you went to bed. The thought did not appear out of nowhere. It came to bed with you. Our mind is only one part of the wind down. Step two is letting our body also shift out of the day. This is where a simple somatic practice can make a difference. You might do yoga nidra or maybe a body scan. Start to unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, and soften your hands. Notice where there's tension in your body. You might practice some breathing with a short inhale and a long exhale. These are signals to your brain and to your body that demand is passing. It is time to relax. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. Take the time to slow down your body. Nothing elaborate. A lot of people find help with guided meditations. The goal here is to notice where your body is still being active and awake so that you can help it downshift. What you're trying to do is create a condition that allows it to relax, so don't try to force it. Temperature is another way to help your body relax. Our body naturally cools as it prepares for sleep. During perimenopause and menopause, temperature regulation can be, well, let's just say it, less predictable. That means your sleep environment matters even more. A room that is slightly too warm may not seem like a big issue when you first get into bed, but it will become a really big issue once your temperature shifts during the night. So make sure the room is comfortable and cool. Use bedding that you can remove easily, or you can easily kick one leg out. Wear breathable pajamas or nothing at all. You don't want to freeze yourself out or whoever's in bed next to you, but you want to make it easier for you to release the heat instead of letting that wake you up. And also pay attention to food and alcohol. This is where you need to make sure that you're allowing that buffer because remember, digestion is a physical activity. So going to bed overly full can interrupt your sleep, just like going to bed hungry can make it harder to sleep. And if you're anything like me, you need a cutoff time for alcohol, because something happens in the middle of the night now if I drink a glass of wine after 7. I don't sleep well. The alcohol can make falling asleep easier, but it affects the staying asleep part. It also affects your body temperature. So figure out what works for you and what is working against you when it comes to food and alcohol. Your wind down routine should be realistic and something you can actually do, not something you're trying to achieve. If it takes 90 minutes and requires complete silence and a spotless house and nobody to talk to you, then you're being unrealistic. Make something that's easy for you that addresses your brain, the stimulation, and your body, the relaxation. Maybe just turn down the lights 30 minutes before bed. If you are a reader and you want to read, go old school. Grab a book with pages. Don't read on a Kindle. Make a cup of tea. Write down tomorrow's priority list. Get out a piece of paper and write a to-do list. Spend 5 minutes getting all that crap written down so that you can go to bed and know that you'll have that in the morning. This is a wind down routine. You're not here to impress anybody. It's something for you. Each person is different and each person has different needs and needs different cues. But your body, all of our bodies are looking for that cue to signal that the day is over and then it's time to move toward sleep. If the 3 a.m. wake up happens in the middle of the night, the support begins long before that. Remember that. It begins with how you end your day. Our bodies need time to move out of that active work problem-solving mode and into that relaxation, letting go mode. It needs less stimulation. It needs a clear ending. It needs a routine that tells our nervous system the day is finished and nothing else is required from it. That routine will look different for everybody. It should be simple. It should be repeatable, and it should be realistic enough that you actually want to do it and maybe even look forward to doing it. So if 3 a.m. has become your standing appointment, let's figure out how to unwind your brain and try something simple. Try the worry journal. Try the to-do list. Try the somatic practices. Reduce your stimulation. Spend time learning how to close out the day before your brain tries to reopen it in the middle of the night. If this episode stuck with you today, join our Substack community, where we can explore this idea a little bit further. You'll also find some reflection questions, herbal remedies, and a community of like-minded people. It's free to subscribe. The link is in the show notes. I hope you make some time today and every day for some peace, some plants, and some paws. Thank you so much for listening to Untamed and Unfiltered Wellness.